Hey, Matt here. So right now I'm working on um, knowledge management, and the framework that I'm kind of going for is kind of like concepts to concept to action. The in between there is knowledge, or specifically management of knowledge. The key thing being the difference between sort of knowledge and management of knowledge is if you have your own head with a concept in it, and you want to turn that concept into actions. That's pretty straightforward. That's knowledge. On the other hand, if you have a concept in your head and you're doing your thing and you want to get that, turn that into actions in somebody else's body, like so, that's when you need knowledge management. That's knowledge management. Knowledge from concept to action in one body, knowledge management from concept to action in another body, because what's happening right here, right? What's going on right there? That is knowledge management. And what I got so far to talk about that is that basically you've got artifacts, right? Artifacts. You can't, you need to leave stuff in the world. So we're not going from my head to your body directly. Stuff's being left in the world. That's how you get from a concept in one person's head to an action in another person's body. So what I was working on is originally, how did we do that, right? So we have words. That's the first way of going from uh, one person's head to another person's body. And then we had marks. So the word is like, hey, ugh, go smash that rock. It is ephemeral, right? A mark is like a scratch or charcoal or paint or something like that. That's a little bit lasts a little bit longer. It can even be up to like semi-permanent, carving rocks or metal, something like that. So it's static though. Then we invented what I'm calling gizmos. So that would be something that's not static, but it is sort of deterministic, analog, right? Like a compass or a pocket watch or all sorts of other things that they're gizmos, right? So they're an idea in one head, leaving something behind so somebody else does something, but they're active. They can even, if you include analog computers, then they're even semi-intelligent, right? They can at least do very complicated formulas. So then we did the main thing everybody's excited about now, which is bits. And it's a 0 or a 1. So these are all ways of leaving things in the real world so that other people will do things. You take a concept, turn it into one of these, or some combination of these, and other people can then do something based on that, turns it into actions. And when you do it right with management, then you get a good connection between the concept in this head and the action in that body. There's lots of ways to screw it up, of course. But if you do it right, then you get good effects. So knowledge management is really about the doing it right part. So what I was working on so far outside of this particular video is the simplest possible description of what that means. So word, mark, gizmo, bit, etc. So the simplest primitive could be called data. Data. And so that's going to be the concept itself plus an artifact. That's basically the first level of embodiment of some kind, right? There's some reason that you did something. The concept is like the reason, the artifact is the physical thing. That's data in its most generic sense. Like, it's not data if you didn't do it on purpose. If you did it on purpose, then it's data. That's your concept being turned into artifactedness. And then you move up there to information, which is data plus story. That's where the story goes along with it. Like, it can be data if you did it on purpose and nobody has any idea what it means. Like the number 9. What does the number 9 represent? It's like, I don't know. I don't know why somebody wrote that down. But if you have the story, then you have information. You have some sort of measurement, some scratch, something, a concept. The story tells you what attaches the concept to it. It gives it that context. So you get to knowledge. When you have information plus intelligence. Information plus intelligence. And again, these are super broad. For example, intelligence really includes memory and computation or thinking or whatever it is you're doing. Intelligence can be complex, but that's the key bit of it. So this also covers artificial intelligence and, let's say, biological intelligence or natural intelligence or whatevs. So if you're smart and you look at a road sign, you can probably figure out where you're supposed to go, which is the action grounds it as knowledge. You make that whole loop. So that's what really makes it knowledge, right? So you're going to have, you're going to go from concept to artifact, which gives you data. You're in the world of data now. And then by making sure the story goes along with it, then you're going to have information. You might even have information management if you have a lot of information, or data management if you have a lot of data. And then when you get that intelligence, then you're going to have knowledge. And then you can ground that into action. So that's basically what we got here is starts with a concept, you're going to artifact it, you're in the world of data. And with a lot of data, maybe you have data management. Then as long as it's got a story attached to it, you're going to have information. So managing all of that together is information management. Once you have some intelligence mixed into that, then you're going to have knowledge. And having a lot of it means knowledge management. And then you can have right actions, not random actions. The whole point is like right action, right? Because it's attached all the way back to this concept, which is trying to get from one person's head to somebody else's body. If it's inside of one head and one body, then, it's not really management. You don't have these artifacts and stuff. It's all just conscious, subconscious, whatever. It's when you really want to go outside. And the management part is really doing it at scale, of course. It's not that interesting if it's one-to-one, but usually it's done at scale.